Awesome.
All right, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
What you want me to prove to you?
I want you to change my mind on the fact that none of the prophets were Muslim.
You want me to change your mind on the fact that none of the prophets were Muslim?
Yes.
Okay, so from our beliefs, you mean that by that?
Objectively, historically, not from your beliefs. I know you believe that they are Muslims. I'm asking you to prove it.
Okay. Well, do we believe that all the prophets follow God's will?
I don't care what you believe, brother.
No, but isn't that a fact? A prophet is a representative of God on earth. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
So by following that means that they used to follow God's will.
Okay.
So by that, in extension, that also means that when you use the word Muslim in the Arabic language, it just simply means those who used to follow God's will. That I'm not a big historian, but when you ask me to explain to you, especially with the word Muslim, using the Arabic language, how the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, explained it and introduced it, then yeah, that's how you get it.
Of course. So nice. All right, that's cool. So they follow the will of God and therefore they're a Muslim. Okay, I want to read you something. I want to read you something from the Injil. One of my favorite passages from the Injil. How's your day going so far?
It's been busy, man.
Busy.
Yeah.
Well, that's all right. It's good that you're staying busy. Means your brain is working and you're healthy. You're healthy, right?
For sure.
Good. All right. So this is in the Injil. This is in the Gospel. This is John chapter 6, verse 40. I'm going to put it on the screen so you can see it as well. All right. So here it is. Oops. All right. It says, "For this is the will of my Father." This is Jesus speaking. "For this is the will of my Father, that everyone who looks on the Son and believes in him should have eternal life, and I will raise him up on the last day." So Jesus tells us what the will of, just really quick, Jesus tells us what the will of God is, the will of his Father.
Okay.
And it's that everyone is to look on his Son, look on the Son, which is Jesus, and believe in him and have everlasting life. And Jesus says, "And I will raise him up on the last day." That's what the will of God is. Do you believe that?
Not really, bro. That's John, innit?
No, it's Jesus.
No, it's coming from John 6:40. I can see it right there.
Yeah, this is Jesus. Jesus speaking in the gospel that John wrote.
Before I answer that question, I'll answer just quick tangent.
What question?
Before I answer that question.
What question? What question?
That you're asking me right now is, do I agree that the will of my Father, what you just asked me right there.
Oh,
right?
okay.
You're going right now, like you're telling me to prove to you that Jesus was not, or the prophets were not Muslim historically, but then you jump into your Bible. How does that make sense?
Because the Bible gives us the historicity of these prophets. Without it,
I could have said the same thing about the Quran.
Really?
I could have really jumped into the Quran, into its history, and say,
okay,
that's basically what you believe, bro.
You know what? That's a good point. Show me, for example, how did Jesus pray from the Quran?
How did Jesus pray?
Yeah.
Not that I have something specifically to it, but we knew from our traditions that every prophet have their own way of living, a sharia. Something that our prophet came with is something that they had and that their people followed.
Yeah, but how did Jesus pray though, brother?
How he prayed? Yeah. What I know is that he would first go into prostration.
How do you know?
And then from our prophet.
Show me that Jesus used to go into prostration. Show me where the Quran says that.
No, it's not in the Quran, brother. It's in the Hadith.
Okay, show me in the Hadith where it says that Jesus, when he was here in his earthly ministry, used to go and prostrate in his prayer.
How he used to prostrate in his prayer?
Yeah.
Brother, I'm lying.
You said you're lying?
No. I'm lying down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
I'm on the other side of the planet, bro. So it's at 2 a.m. right now. Do you get what I'm saying?
I got you. So you're saying that you don't feel like looking it up?
I mean, you can look it up. You got the computer in front of you. Just look it up for me.
It doesn't exist, bro.
It doesn't exist?
Yeah, the Hadith does not tell you that Jesus used to prostrate when he prayed, nor does the Quran.
That he didn't pray?
No, not that he didn't pray, that he prostrated when he prayed. It doesn't say that. It doesn't mention that.
Here's the thing though, right?
Okay.
I confirm 100% that Jesus used to pray. and that he has his own way of living and how God instructed him. But on the details of that, some things the Prophet gave us, some things he didn't.
Sorry, I got you. We can let that go. It's okay, brother.
One point.
Okay.
But if something as small of a detail like that does not destroy our salvation, then there's no really point of God mentioning something like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this: does the way that you pray matter in Islam?
Yeah.
So if you pray the wrong way, will Allah observe that prayer? Will He acknowledge that prayer?
No, but that's the detail our Prophet gave us. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
our Prophet,
that's the same importance would have to be for Jesus, right?
No, but we don't pray like Jesus. No. Do you know why?
Say that again.
We don't pray like Jesus 100%. Why? Because our Prophet,
brother, I like you, man. You're listen, dope.
Our prophet is Muhammad, right?
That's right.
We believe in the others, but the Sharia, the way of living of Muhammad, is not exactly the same as Jesus. The same way that, for example, Jesus came to abrogate some things from Moses' his Sharia, is the same way that our Prophet came to change some things.
I got you, man.
Fundamentals.
I got you.
Fundamentals are the same.
Brother, I got you. So you don't know how Jesus prayed, right?
Yeah, not that much.
Fair enough. Okay. Did Jesus fast?
He did.
How do you know that?
Because our Prophet told us so.
Where does Muhammad tell you that Jesus fasted?
Because in the Quran. Right.
Yeah. Where does the Quran say Jesus fasted?
It says no. We don't need to say. I don't need to give you a concrete.
Yeah, you do.
Jesus said this.
Yes, you do. What? Yeah, you do. You can't just say stuff, bro.
Hold up, bro. All I need to show you is that previous prophets or previous peoples used to fast. You
gotta show me that Jesus did it. You have to show me that Jesus did it because you just told me. Hold on, just really quick. You just told me that people of the previous past had different sharias. Yeah. You just told me that they had a different way of living and practicing the religion. Yes. So maybe fasting in Jesus's time and for his people wasn't a thing. Who knows? So you can't just say that because people of the past did it. Just let me finish.
And I'm going to.
You can't just say that people of the past fasted, therefore Jesus fasted. No. Show me in the Quran where it says Jesus fasted, bro. Please.
See, now where you're going into right now is you want a specific concrete quote on a specific person. But the Quran is not a biography of Jesus, my friend.
It's not? It doesn't talk about his birth?
It talks about Jesus, but it is not holistically about Jesus only. It's about the one who made Jesus.
But you told me that the historicity that you get about the prophets is from your Quran. That's what you told me.
What? I said
You told me that not to go to the Bible for the historicity of these prophets.
Yes.
Jesus. You told me that you could have just went to the Quran for this.
Yes.
So I'm telling you to give it to me. Give it to me from the Quran.
Well, I'm telling you this. The people of the past used to fast.
Did Jesus?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because the Quran said that, bro.
Where? I don't need. Stop right there. Stop right there. You said because the Quran says so. Now, my next question to that statement is show me. Show me where the Quran says it, brother. That's all I need. And I will drop this point.
That people used to fast?
That Jesus fasted. Show me.
There is look, I'm not a memorizer of the Quran.
Oh, brother, man.
But I will tell you this. I'm listening. I'll tell you this. The people of the past used to fast, right?
I don't care. No.
We do not.
I am done with that. I'm done with that.
Let me explain this.
No. You're wasting my time. You're wasting my time, bro. You're wasting my time, bro. It's 2 a.m.
You're asking for something.
It's 2 a.m. for you, man.
It's not specifically there, but it is.
So wait. Say that again. It's not there.
It's not specifically mentioning Jesus.
Okay, you know what? I got you. I got you. Show me a verse. It doesn't have to be explicit. Show me a verse that implies that Jesus fasted. Hints at it.
Chapter 2.
Okay. Chapter 2.
What verse? I don't know. Let me just show you the verse that says.
Man, y'all could just recite, man. Y'all don't even know y'all's book. Y'all just recite, man. What is this?
You bro. Bro, listen to me.
It's hard on you.
I cannot name you ayah 1, 2, 3 or something like that just off the head.
I do it,
bro.
I'm not even a Muslim. I do it. I be like, hey man, go to Surat Yunus, ayat 94, ayat. Hey, Yanni, give me that Surah Asaf.
Chapter 2, 183 to 185. Go ahead.
183 to 185.
Go ahead, bro.
So this is about to tell me, guys, that it implies that Jesus fasted. All right, here we go.
No. You didn't say that. You said,
hey, brother, I want to let you know that this is on YouTube. And I want you to know that you can go ahead and watch your clip back, all right? Go ahead and watch your clip back. Go ahead and reflect. Go ahead and watch your clip back, man. Take care of yourself. Abdul Malik, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You think you could change my mind, man?
Yeah, well, I was a bit surprised of the title because a Muslim means someone who submits to God. So he believes one God. He doesn't ascribe partners to him, and he just follows what God orders him. And I believe that both Muslims, Christians maybe, Jews, they all believe that the prophets, they worshipped one God and they obeyed him. So why not call them Muslims?
I'll answer that with a question. If I believe in one God, I don't associate any partners to this one God that I believe in. I submit to it. It has my full devotion. But this one God that I submit to with full devotion, that I believe created the heavens and the earth and all that, and I associate no partners to, I believe that one God is a statue that I have in my closet that I prostrate to every now and then 5 times a day. Am I a Muslim?
Well, no, you would be like an idol worshiper because God is not, God is above this.
I like what you said. By definition, God is above this, so therefore I would not be a Muslim, because what I'm referring to as my one God that I don't associate partners to is not the God that you have in Islam, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you have to have a specific concept of God in order to qualify to be a Muslim. You can't just believe anything is your one God that you don't associate partners to and submit to. It has to be specifically the God that's taught in Islam, the Allah that's taught in Islam. That's what you have to believe in and submit to in order to be a Muslim. You on the same page?
Well, that's not, but that's not difficult. God is just the most powerful, most wise, most knowing, most...
Is he an idol?
No.
Is he a Trinity?
No, he's one.
Okay. Is he a father in any sense?
Depends on what meaning you put in this word.
Okay.
Actually,
I don't
see a big problem. Well, I don't see a big problem to call God Father if you mean that he is like caring of his creations and stuff. But I don't see any problem with that.
Would you hold the same view for a mother? Like if people refer to Allah as their mother, in the sense that, a mother caretakes for her children and loves and watches over them, that Allah, in the same way for his creation, is a mother to his creation, and that he, caretakes for his creation?
No, I don't think mother is like...
Why not?
The same as father.
Why not? I agree. There's a distinction, but both roles would apply to Allah, right?
Well, if someone says that, I don't believe they're like doing a major sin, but I would just tell them it's not befitting to call God mother. And
why not?
Yeah, well, as I said, because like mother is someone who gives birth to you,
and a father is someone who begets you, who clearly has a gender. Yeah, but you're saying that there's no problem calling Allah Father.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see because Christians and others, they made they put a different meaning to this. I think that's not good to call Allah a father. But if someone does, and he puts in the right meaning, and I don't see a big problem, and I actually don't see anything in Islam which
it's wrong. Okay, so that's what I'm asking you. So is that if they put the right meaning with Allah to mother, right? Is it okay to call him mother? And there's nothing in the Quran that says don't call him mother. So
but there's also nothing which says call him mother.
And there's nothing in the Quran that says call him father, right? Matter of fact, there's actually verses in the Quran that reject calling him father. Isn't that true?
Reject calling him father. Maybe there is, but if there is, then it is in the meaning which Christians put in this word.
Nope, because according to the Quran, it says that the only relationship you can have with Allah is a slave to master relationship. You can only come to him as a slave, not a son or a daughter. So that's talking figurative, metaphorical. So it scratches out any way that you can be his son.
Yeah, but Jews also believe that, God and
Allah said no. Allah said, I'm not talking about slave and create. I'm talking about sonship, son and daughter. The Quran denies that Allah is a father, right?
In the meaning Christians use, yes.
Okay. How long have you been a Muslim?
Well, long.
Very long?
No, wait. I see that you don't think I'm answering, but I am actually answering the point.
You think so?
Father.
Before you start talking, I want you to try to listen to what I'm saying, okay? Because a lot of times with you guys get in this habit of you guys go in this circle. And you don't respond or engage with what's being said to you that would progress the conversation. You guys just go in this circle. And I'm trying to avoid doing that with you. Okay?
And me too.
All right. So I'm going to ask you something very straightforward. And let's be honest as we can. And straightforward and direct as we can. Okay? Does the Quran deny, let me ask you this way. Does the Quran say that the only way you can come to him is as a slave? Is that what the Quran says?
Absolutely.
Okay. So can you come to him as a son or a daughter, even figuratively, according to that verse?
Like which verse are you quoting, first of all?
I'm quoting chapter 19, verse 93, that says that there is none in the heavens or the earth that can come to the most beneficent except as a slave. So according to that verse, right? Very straightforward statement in the Quran, very clear and explicit. So can you, in line with this verse, come to Allah as a son or a daughter, even metaphorically?
Well, the way you put it, no. The answer would be no, but actually it does not say that you cannot metaphorically be anything else but a slave. So, for example, I have a wife and I'm her husband, but at the same time, I can say that I'm her friend, I'm her supporter, so all other meanings are also included.
Do you believe in the Quran?
Of course.
You said, of course. So you wouldn't add to the Quran, is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah, but if the Quran would say, like, don't call yourself son or don't call me father in any meaning way, then your point would be valid. But right now, your point is...
when you say something, what does accept? What does accept mean? When you say, you can do no, accept. Right, none other than. So when you say none other than, then that means that there is only one way, right? There's only one thing, right? All other ways are canceled out, are negated when you say except this or none other than this, right?
Yeah. That's the meaning of accept, of course, but I'm afraid we're not getting each other. So can I ask you another question but also related to this one? I always wondered, you say that the Prophet Muhammad, he is not like a true prophet, so he's maybe a liar, you think, or maybe you think he's someone else. But the question I want to ask is, why would he suffer all the trials, all the, hardships and all of that stuff which he passed to be a liar, or to why? I mean, he's not someone who was very rich or greedy or anything else. So why would he?
What does this have to do with what we're talking about?
No, okay. I mean, because that point we don't get each other. You say that verse.
What do you mean we don't get each other? What is there not to get?
Well, I'm trying to explain that this verse doesn't exclude.
There is none.
Calling Allah Father.
I got you. There is none in the heavens and the earth, but comes to the most beneficent as a slave.
There is none in the heavens and the earth, but comes onto the most beneficent as a slave. Okay.
Can you come to him
logical and very nice?
Is anything other than a slave?
No.
Say that again.
You cannot come to him in anything other than a slave.
So does that negate sons and daughters?
Sons and daughters. Okay, I will say yes. I will go with your point.
So this means that Allah is only your master, your Lord, your God. You cannot refer to him as father.
Look, right? Yes, I am his slave, but also I am his creation. So one doesn't one doesn't exclude the other.
Those go hand in hand. But son and daughter are excluded from this, right?
Son and daughter. In what meaning? You see, the meaning is important.
Okay, brother. Take care. Take care of yourself, man. Flash, you're on stage.
Hello, can you hear me?
Are you Muslim?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Would you like to change my mind?
Yeah, so you said that none of the prophets are Muslim?
That's right.
Yeah, I would argue that the prophets all were Muslim just based on the fact that the definition of Muslim is going to be equivocal and not univocal. And it's just going to be based on whether or not they fulfill the laws of their time and the 6 articles of faith in Islam.
Okay. So what are these 6 articles of faith that they need to fulfill to be a Muslim?
Yeah, it would be the belief in God, belief in his books, belief in his angels, belief in the day of judgment, belief in divine decree, and belief in all the prophets.
Awesome. So belief in God. What God are you talking about specifically?
The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That doesn't really tell me anything, because I can claim that the God I believe in is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah, you would have to substantiate that, though.
That's what I'm saying. So when you say the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, what do you mean?
Yeah, the same God who revealed all the scriptures, the Abraham.
All right, so for example, I believe that the statue that I have in my closet is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Am I Muslim?
Yeah, that doesn't go in line with the God of Abraham, because the God of Abraham says it's not.
That's what I'm asking. Where do you get this information about who and what the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is?
Yeah, from the scriptures he revealed.
Which are?
Torah, Gospel, Psalms, Quran, whatever else. Book of the Prophets.
The Torah, Psalms, Gospel, and Quran. Okay, so is this God of Abraham multi-personal?
No.
He's not?
Nope.
Okay, is he a messenger?
Is he a messenger?
Mm-hmm.
Why would God be a messenger?
I'm just asking. Is he a messenger?
No, why would God be a messenger?
Okay, so he's not a messenger. He's not multi-personal. He's not a messenger. Is he a father? I would assume that you would say yes in a correct sense.
Yeah, I mean, in a correct sense, sure.
Okay, and he's like all-powerful and all-knowing and all these stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Can you go to Malachi chapter 3, verse 1 for me?
Sure.
No, I'll do it. I'm supposed to be serving my guests that come here, so I'll do all the searching up.
Yeah, so it says, I will send my messenger who will prepare the way before me. Then suddenly the Lord you are seeking will come to his temple. The messenger of the covenant whom you desire will come, says the Lord Almighty. Okay. Who is this messenger of the covenant?
It just told you. The Lord who comes to his temple.
The Lord who comes to his temple is the messenger of the covenant. But doesn't Malachi talk about? Wait, 1 second. Doesn't Malachi talk about another exile after the Babylonian exile?
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about here.
Yeah, but I'm asking you. Doesn't Malachi?
That has not, brother. I need you to hyper focus.
I'm focused.
Okay.
I'm focused.
So do you see how it says that the Lord is the messenger of the covenant here?
I mean, yeah, linguistically, you can make a case that it says that, but I wouldn't necessarily say that means that God is a messenger.
Well, it just said that God is a messenger right here. He's the messenger of the covenant.
Yeah, but it also says in other places in the Bible that Aaron would be the Lord as well.
Oh, it says that? Right? Sure.
Yeah, doesn't it say that in Exodus where it says that Aaron? Yeah, I got you. Exodus chapter 7. Let's go there.
Okay. Exodus 7, that Aaron is the Lord. Let's see, guys.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta go there. Yeah. So does the Lord say that by this you will know that I'm the Lord? And he says when I'll strike the Nile with my hands.
No. You told me that Aaron is identified as the Lord.
Yeah. I got you. Later, Aaron's the one who strikes the Nile.
Where does it say? Show me where it says that Aaron is the Lord, please.
Yeah, it's inferred. I didn't say verbatim. It's inferred.
Okay, brother. You playing games out here, dog.
I'm not playing games.
Anyway, so back to this. So it says that God is the messenger, right?
Right, but it also says the messenger of the covenant will be from after second exile. Do you want to go there?
Just really quick. Time out. Excuse me. You said that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that's confirmed in all the books and all this kind of stuff is not a messenger. And so,
yeah, I wouldn't say.
Just hold on a second, please. Slow down. Okay, brother. It's all good. We can have this back and forth. Just relax.
I'm relaxed.
Okay. So you said, of course not. God is not a messenger. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is not a messenger. So if God is a messenger, if the prophet is teaching that God is a messenger, then that's not in line with the Muslim God, is it?
Yeah, no, because a messenger defined in Islam would be someone who receives revelation. Does God receive revelation? Does he give revelation?
So therefore, it looks like the idea of a messenger within Islam is false, number one. And two, this prophet, because according to the prophets, God is a messenger. So therefore, and Allah is not a messenger to you guys. So therefore, the prophet doesn't believe in Allah, does he?
Sorry, can you repeat that last part?
Does this prophet who says that God is the messenger believe in the same God of Muslims?
Yeah, I would say so. It doesn't necessarily
So
negate his
Allah's
Islam.
a messenger.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't.
Say
like
it.
I said, if you define messenger right the way that Islam defines it, right?
Brother,
Then no, it's not, because
say it. Allah's the messenger. I want you to say it.
what? No,
Why not? The prophet said
because
it here.
Allah, because Allah doesn't receive revelation; He gives revelation. It's not how it works.
According to this, it says that God is the messenger of the covenant.
Right. So does He receive revelation? So does God receive revelation?
Is Allah the messenger of the covenant?
Is Allah the messenger of the covenant? No.
Okay. So when it says here that God is the messenger of the covenant, Allah is not the messenger of the covenant. So this prophet here doesn't believe in the God of Islam, right?
Sorry, one sec. Let me do something real quick. Let me just do something.
Can you just answer that?
Can you repeat that? I'm looking for.
No, I don't need to. No, answer the question. You heard the question.
Yeah, I need to hear your question again to answer it. What?
Why? You're stalling.
Wait, what? I didn't hear your question.
Take care, Flash. You're playing games, bro. You heard exactly what I said. Watch your clip back, man. See, guys, we can have so much fun with this, especially with the arrogant fast talkers, Love it. Who's next, man? Khan, how you doing?
Hi, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. You're a Muslim, right?
I am.
Awesome. Would you like to change my mind on the prophets being Muslim?
Well, I think I don't want to totally repeat everything that everyone said so far.
Praise God.
I think it would be nice to kind of say, as a caveat, I'd appreciate having a respectful discussion where we don't kind of revile each other's faiths, but we try to kind of get to the bottom of the matter.
Agreed.
Right. I think most of the people have tried to be quite respectful, and I will do the same. And I hope that you can too. Now, I think looking at the root word of the word Muslim, I think is quite interesting linguistically. I don't have an Arabic background necessarily, nor am I very good at Hebrew or Aramaic. But what I do understand is that SLM or Salam, meaning peace, the root word for Muslim, is a root that is also shared in Hebrew as well as in Aramaic to denote the term peace in different parts and passages of the Bible, both in the Old Testament as well as in the New Testament. Another thing that I find quite interesting is also the use of the word ahad in the Quran as well as the word ehad in the Bible, the Torah, as well as in the Gospels. I'd like to kind of draw your attention to the greatest commandment in Mark. If you could perhaps pull that up and we can have a discussion about that and how that compares to what is mentioned in the Quran.
So you would say that in Mark 12 that this passage would demonstrate that Jesus is a Muslim?
No, but I'm making I'm drawing to a term here, a premise that we can both agree on. So,
brother, just respectfully, I want us to be as direct to the point as we can.
I'm going to try my best now.
So yes, I would love for you to give me what you would think would demonstrate that Jesus or the other prophets are Muslim. If this isn't it, then I would rather not waste time on this,
Well, what I would suggest is that Jesus and the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing be upon both of them, are in essence teaching the same thing. I don't think there's a single Jew, nor a Christian, nor a Muslim that would disagree with Mark chapter 12, verse 28 to 31, highlighting, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Now, obviously, in the Quran, what is mentioned...
Do you mind if I... Hold on, just really quick. Do you mind if I read further down what Jesus continues to teach in that passage?
Sure. If you want to go on and mention the other greatest commandment, to love thy neighbor, sure.
Yeah, so he goes on and say, the other greatest, love your neighbor as yourself, right? And he says,
if you're going to recite the whole thing, let's recite the whole thing, if I may. So, all right, let's do it. He says the second... Do you want to do it, or shall I?
Yeah, I'm going to read it off the page. It says,
okay, please.
Jesus answered, the most important is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, with all your mind and strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. And the scribe said to him, you are right, teacher. You have truly said that he is one and there is no other besides him.
Absolutely.
And to love him with all your heart and strength. And he just repeats it. These are better than all the burnt offerings and sacrifices.
100%.
And he says, and when Jesus saw that he answered wisely, he said to him, you are not far from the kingdom of God. And after that, no one dared to ask him any more questions.
Yep.
And as Jesus taught in the temple, he said, how can the scribes say that the Christ is the son of David? David himself in the Holy Spirit declared, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I put your enemies under your feet. David himself calls him, the Messiah, Lord. So how is he his son? And the great throng heard him gladly. So my question would be, does this line up with Islam, that Jesus is the Lord of David who sits at the right hand of Yahweh?
Well, if we're going to again look at some of the linguistics that is mentioned here, the term Lord, from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel as though I'm correct on this. The term Lord can both be looked at in Hebrew as something along the lines of Rab or Rabbi. So
not Rabbi. No.
Well, hold on. No,
two different things.
He is mentioned as a teacher in the Bible.
Yeah, but this one specifically is mentioned as Lord.
Understood. But if we look at Arabic, for example, the term Lord means Rabbi. And if we look at Hebrew, Rabbi or Rabbi means teacher, which is also similar to the term
those are two different
Lord.
words. Yeah, two different words.
Not necessarily. The root is very similar. The root.
Yeah, having a similar root doesn't make it the same word. Would you agree?
Regardless,
would you agree with that?
Listen, you have to understand that there are derivative words from a root that share a similar essence.
Would you agree that having a similar root or related root does not make it the same word? Would you agree?
Sure, I can concede that, but
teacher and Lord are two different words. Here, Jesus is called the Lord, who's the Lord of David, who sits at the right hand of the Lord on high.
Yeah.
Does that line up with Islam?
So I don't understand this whole right hand business, for example.
He sits at the right hand of God. Does that line up with Islam, that Jesus is the Lord of the prophets of David, who sits at the right hand of God?
I don't believe Jesus is a Lord in the same sense as being divine. No. I believe Jesus is Lord in the sense that he is a teacher or even a ruler, Messiah, to his people. So
you disagree with the teaching of Jesus here in the same passage of Mark 12:29 to 35.
Remember, the Bible is not my authority.
You came to the Bible.
Yes, because I'm showcasing a linguistic similarity between the Shema.
Brother, you came to the Bible to demonstrate that Jesus and Muhammad taught essentially the same thing. That's what you said verbatim. So yes. I'm showing you in the same passage. Wait. I'm showing you in the same passage. I got you. I'm showing you in the same passage with the standard that you brought me. I didn't quote this. I didn't come here. You did. So I'm showing you with the same passage that you brought me that Jesus teaches that he's the divine Lord who sits at the right hand of God and is the Lord of David. Does that, I just want to know, does that line up with Islam, please, if you can answer that?
No, it does not line up with Islam. What does line up with Islam is the Shema. And the Shema is very specific. It is from verses 28 to verses 31. The rest of what you mentioned, or speaking of Jesus as the divine Lord of David, who sits at the right hand of God. For example, I don't understand why Christians fall into this. I think it's a bit of a trap where you're, in essence, putting Jesus as a subordinate divine deity beneath the Father, that is dependent on the Father, that emanates from the Father, and so on and so forth. This would suggest to me a kind of dual deity status, where you have both Father and Son as dual gods, one being a greater God, one being a lesser God.
I got you.
I don't agree with that. I know that, and that's not, and that's a straw. That'll
be a straw man of what we believe, so we don't believe that.
Understood, but I think you can understand how.
But when you say that it's against Islam, just really quick, if you can engage with this, you said that this is against Islam, where Jesus teaches that he's the Lord.
No. I said the Shema is perfectly in line.
But you also said that what he continues to say is against Islam. That's what you said.
Well, like I said, I don't think Mark is my authority, nor is any other.
But you came to Mark as your authority.
I came to the Shema. I'm
in where?
Draw your attention to the Shema.
You came to the Shema where?
Whether it be in Mark or in Deuteronomy 6, it doesn't matter. The Shema remains the same.
But you came to Mark. So Mark was your authority. Hold on a second.
I spoke to Mark.
Mark was your authority and your standard. Brother, can you stop cutting me off?
Your authority.
Can you stop cutting me off?
Go for it.
I appreciate it, man. You came here as a standard. This was your authority, not mine. You came.
Well, you're a Christian, so
now, hold on, excuse me. You came here to prove your point that Jesus and Muhammad taught the same thing.
Yes, they
You
both
can't
taught that
back
God
out
is
of it
one.
now, my guy.
They both taught
You
God is
quoted
one.
Mark 12.
They
So
both
in
taught
Mark
God is one.
12, Jesus teaches
both
that he's
taught
the
God is one,
Lord
yes.
who sits at the right hand of God. Does Muhammad teach that? Is he in line with that?
No, but does Muhammad teach
So
that God is
therefore,
one?
wait, hold
Yes,
on. So
he does.
can you be a Muslim?
Does Jesus
and
teach God is
that
one?
Jesus is the Lord who sits at the right hand of God?
You agree that Jesus teaches God is one?
Can you
yes?
be a Muslim and believe that
I am
Jesus
a
sits at
Muslim.
the right hand of the Lord?
I'm a Muslim. Yeah.
Awesome. So can you be a Muslim and believe that Jesus is the Lord who sits
He's
at
not
the
a Lord.
right hand
No,
of God?
he's not God.
So is that a yes or a no?
He's not God. No.
Thank you. So then therefore, by this passage, can we agree that in context of Mark 12:29, when we keep reading in that context, Jesus demonstrates that he's not a Muslim? Can we agree with that?
The Shema is a separate statement.
No, it's not.
In itself,
It's
it is
all
the
one
greatest commandment.
passage. That's not
No, I'm
bad.
sorry. The greatest commandment is the Shema. It's
That's not
this
what
whole
I
am the Lord
asked
of
you.
David business.
In the passage, in the context of the Shema that Jesus
greatest
says,
commandment, Avery?
is Jesus a Muslim according to this? Yes
What
or
is
no?
the greatest commandment, Avery?
Yes or no?
I'm not interested in the rest of that. Well, I'm interested in the
I
greatest
bet you're
commandment.
not. I bet you're not. I appreciate you, man. Have a good day. Wasting my time. You guys get yourself baked when you come to my Bible. And then when I show you that it pew-pews you in the foot, you then want to backtrack and say, oh, well, this is not my authority. You quoted it. You can't make this up with these guys. I'm going to quote your Bible, but as soon as you use the Bible against me, it's not my authority. It's not what I was using. It's not my standard. Get off my stage. Go ahead and watch your clip back, man. Too slow for this. Let's see. All I ask for is consistency and honesty, guys. And we can have a long conversation. But when you're being dishonest and dumb, slow,